Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3.
Woo!
Hey!
Episode
It's December.
44.
2020 is almost over. Woo!
Woo!
This is actually our last episode for the year, huh?
It is. Actually, it is.
Oh.
It is.
All right.
It is.
Bye, 2020. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's a rabbit hole to go down.
Oh, God.
Yeah, let's skip that rabbit hole.
There was on Spotify. There was their thing, like their year-end thing that they do every year, like the most artists, artists that you played the most, songs that you played the most, stuff like that. But at the end of it, it says, "Thanks for sharing all 67 months of 2020 with us."
All right.
Well,
We have somebody here.
yes. So to that end, for the our last episode of the year, and it's been a good year for at least for our group here. We have a special guest. He goes by Tasty Cakes. He is well known from his years at the Lone Star. He is to me, a wonderful artist, and currently his art is clothing and design, and Tasty will fill me in on the rest because I'm terrible with all that. Custom clothes, and that incorporates all sorts of things that he can share, and just a very special person, somebody somebody who I always felt was the best DJ in San Francisco. To my account, I used to try to go there, Shazam all his stuff. Like, what is this? What is this? And it was like, you can't even find it. I mean, just that good, that rare, that special, and that describes our guest, Tasty. So, welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Yes, thank you for the invitation. I appreciate being here. Yes, definitely.
My goodness, my goodness. When I talked to Tasty Cakes and asked him about himself, he told me about his clothing line. And I said, "Well, why'd you start it?" He goes, "Because I just needed something to wear."
Basically.
Can you tell us about that, how that evolved?
Well, it's hard being cute in the face and thick in the waist. So, you have to. It's hard to find things you like. Everything I saw seemed to be, the same. So I wanted something unique, something that kind of gave me that, 90s hip hop vibe, that Afrocentric look. I'm a kid who loves, comic books. I love, anime. Music. I love, I'm all over the place. I love kung fu movies. So, I just kind of, when I decided to start making clothes, I just wanted to incorporate a little bit of everything into it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Give you a little something of all of that.
How do you incorporate kung fu into clothes?
Well, I make kimonos.
Oh, wow, you do?
Yeah. Or sometimes I even take already established kimonos and add African fabric to them to kind of give them a or whatever novelty fabric, whatever I can find that looks kind of cool on it.
Oh,
There we
well.
Oh.
So I didn't see the kimonos on there. The kimonos on there.
I don't know if there's one in that mix, because
Okay.
I realize now that some of my photos are not in this.
Okay, right. Wow. See, I saw some of your stuff, and I think I remember you wearing it, and I love your mask too. Did you make all those?
I did. I made all those. Yes.
Those are really cool.
And I also, I use bleach. I use paint. Those are like reverse tie dye. That's like a reverse tie dye right there with the.
They match. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Awesome.
That is gorgeous.
So these are hand dyed yourself, though?
Vito?
What?
Vito?
Yes.
Vito? Are
Yes.
you saying your masks don't match your outfit?
No, they don't.
Well, what I like about this too is, I mean, you probably can't see, but Tasty Cakes you're a big guy,
Yeah.
tall.
I'm
And-
6'2", 280 pounds, so.
Yeah, and finding stuff like this for big guys is very difficult. I mean, I finally found a place maybe 3 years ago that just has, you know, regular clothes, but like you said, finding anything that has a little bit of style and something that's unique and something you can customize, like I just love it. I love it. I can't wait to check out your site and, you know, see what
Well, my
else.
site is underway. You know, I've been kind of rebranding myself to, you know, to get a little bit more exposure as far as
Yeah.
like a custom artist, and not so much, you know, just trying to sell a whole bunch of clothes that look the same.
Yeah, yeah. That's fantastic. And what about the masks? Are the masks all individual as
Yeah,
well?
well, you know, I do use the same kind of fabric, but you know, we can do anything. You know, that's why I was incorporating them with, you know, with shirts, you know, matching shirt, matching mask, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
No, how are you marketing these?
You know, I've been a bartender for a very long time, and I know a lot of people, so I just put them on Facebook and Instagram. You know,
Oh, okay.
and I've been having, you know, just they'll call me and say I want a mask or I need this many masks. And I'm selling, they're $10 each. You know,
That's
so I
really
just say, hey,
reasonable.
meet me in front of the Lone Star so I can rub on it a little bit. You know, and remember when I used to work there. You know, so,
Oh, so many stories from the Lone Star.
I know.
Yeah.
Lots of
I know.
stories.
That's the other week. I bet Tasty could talk all episode about different stories.
Well, you know, I used to work at the Eagle too in the hole in the wall, so I've been a bartender now in
Oh,
San Francisco
wow.
for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then like, so how have you always balanced that with teaching and doing all this other stuff? How do you find the time for all
I get bored very easily, so I have to keep my hands and my mind going. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of times, you know, I see something that someone's wearing, and that inspires me to, you know, go home and do my own thing.
Yeah.
You know, or you know, the kids definitely inspire me at school because you know they're amazed at this, you know, old man to them, you know, is dressing so fly. You know, it's like, oh, Mr. Chris, you did this, you did that. I said, yeah, that's me. You know,
Yeah.
and
That's,
I've even taught classes and taught kids how to use power tools and sewing machines. You know, so
wow.
you know,
See, that's
definitely.
what I think too. Is like that's another thing that's amazing. It's like, you know, especially I just turned 50,
Mhm.
and you know, you're trying to figure out like, what do I do as a gay male, a single gay male at 50? You know, like I don't have like this getting old plan. You know, so it's like, so like, should
I don't think
I?
anybody does really.
Right.
Well, I know, but I mean, you know, so it's like, do I just retire to the suburbs? Do I just give up caring about what I look like? And you know, and and and, and of course, that's not what I want to do, but it is what a lot of people do. Partly because they don't know how, or they don't know, like, you know. That's why I think what you're doing is also really inspiring in that way too, showing people, hey, you don't have to give up on anything. Keep doing what you love.
My
There you
my
go.
boyfriend's an older guy, and you know, I'm trying to get him to be my model because I want, you know, people to see older men
There you
dress really
go.
nicely.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a hard, you know, I'm pushing, you know, wish me luck. We getting there, but yeah, I
What's
definitely.
what's
Good.
your age? What's your age gap with you and your partner?
He is 67. I am 48.
All right.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
He's,
I'm 60.
he's robbing the cradle.
I'm 60 and my partner just turned 46.
Right.
Yeah.
Why
Having a
You,
huge
you say that like that's a big gap.
know.
My ex and I was like 38 years difference.
Well,
Is that right?
for me, it's a huge gap because usually it was the other way around, right? So you know, suddenly I'm a freaking chicken hawk, and you know, now we're arguing because he wants a birthday month because I had a birthday month when I turned 60, and I'm like, you haven't earned a birthday month. You get a week, and you're lucky to have that. What did you say about that, Wolf? A birthday week
I
is
think
what?
a week is generous, to be honest.
Thank you. Hello.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I would do weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I still do.
You still do good. I do too. But so Tasty Cakes, like, have you made any progress about getting him to wear some of the outfits?
Well, you know, I just started designing for him, so you know, it's gonna be it's gonna take a minute. My previous ex, who was basically the same, you know, our age difference was basically the same. I would dress him, you know, all the time. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, cool. We definitely need your Instagram and your, however you want to get out, you know, people to look you up. You gotta let me know what that. I'm gonna put it in the
I put it in the chat.
things below. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to
We'll
help.
look at it. Where is this Instagram?
But What is this Instagram thing?
So, Tasty Cakes, the other. What are you doing, Vito?
Look, because I'm Santa right now. I'm doing literally hundreds of virtual Santa Clauses. Every
Did we
night.
lose Clay?
So
Lost Clay.
oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
Tim,
This
Tim
is
is
not how I
like-
usually have my beard. This is way out of control.
Tim is one of our music sort of aficionados as well, and but I always thought you had this magical quality of playing like a kung fu movie and some music in the background, right? And it's just like matched. Yeah, I was like, how is he doing that? It's
Wait,
like,
are you saying?
right.
Wait, playing movies, or are you doing moves while you DJ?
No.
I work at the Lone Star, so I bring my own kung fu movies. I love kung fu movies. So
Yeah.
I bring,
You play them on the TV.
Yeah, I play the craziest ones I could possibly find. You know, they had the best graphics, and then I play some crazy song to go along with it. You know, I
Yeah.
have my own mental soundtrack going there.
I swear to God, Tim, it would match the kung fu, like it would fuck with your head, because like it was just so good. Like the kung fu movie was so weird, and the music, and I'm like, I'm learning something here. I don't know what.
So, what sort of stuff would you pair to that, Tasty?
You know, whatever. I like, you know, I'm a big Shaw Brothers, Stephen Chow movies are really good for me. Like Kung Fu Hustle, Shaolin Soccer, you know, and then I'm playing like, you know, rock and roll, punk, hip hop, R&B, soul. You know, I just kind of go all over the map.
Yeah. Hey, and do you remember, Tasty? There was this one movie, just like I just remember in my head. I don't know if it's right, but it's like sure this Australian blonde dude, and he runs around kung fu in the whole movie about some golden scroll, and then the answer at the end is like some mirror he looks into, like the secret of the kung fu was like him all along or something.
I don't remember that one.
You remember? I don't know that one. I was like, whoa. It was
You
a lot-
mean
You lost me, baby.
Well, we lost Clay, but he should be back any moment here.
Do you mean Kung Fu Panda with Jack Black? I swear that sounds like Kung Fu Panda.
They stole it.
Yeah. That's really good.
They stole it.
Yes.
Good.
No, this one was like super like tacky and weird, but great. It was like funny and yeah, it was Tasty Cake special somehow. I don't know.
Tasty Cakes, put that for consideration. Kung Fu Panda.
Right.
Find a song
Right.
for the Fabulous Five or whatever they call themselves.
I've seen like all of them, so it's fine. You know, yeah, I'll work it out.
Yeah. Now, what are you still doing like musically and you know what other artistic things are you doing?
You know, I do photo manipulation, so I take pictures of myself because it started out, you know, I would take pictures in the school bathroom to show what I was wearing because that was the place that had the biggest mirror. So, and then the art teacher got tired of my bathroom photos, so he decided to start taking photos of me outside. So to continue that, I've been taking pictures of myself, and I just kind of manipulate them or do something fun. You know, if you're friends with me on Facebook, I have damn near every day I take a photo of me smiling or looking serious, looking crazy, whatever. You know, and then I manipulate. Sometimes I manipulate it, sometimes I don't. You know, it just kind of depends.
Yeah.
So you know, yeah, just kind of get out there. Art has always been a part of me. I've always loved art. You know, I have my body is full of art. You know, my the clothes I wear.
Yeah.
You know. DJ music, everything, everything. It's just art for me.
And
What kind of earrings do you have?
Opal.
Opal?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow,
Those are some big opals.
Oh, there you
Nice.
go.
They're beautiful.
Oh, that's a rare. Opal's rare, right? Yeah. Pretty pricey.
I don't have
You
an
said
opal.
Opal? Opal goes to my church. She doesn't look anything like that. Who's that? Let me see. Let me see that. I don't know. Anyway, wow.
There you go.
Now, what about with
So
school?
pretty.
What are you teaching at school? Like, what grade do you teach? And do you teach art as well?
No, I actually don't. I mean, when school's in session, I'm the safety officer and I teach a class on conflict resolution and conflict management, or I do something with makers where I teach. I teach with another person. We teach like screen printing, sewing. We do whatever, woodworking. But right now, I'm co-teaching because my job is what it is. So I'm co-teaching a music production class, a entrepreneurship class, history, and an ethnic studies class.
What grades?
High school, 9th through 12th.
Wow.
It's all virtual, right?
Yeah.
How do you do a woodworking class virtual?
Well, I mean, when school is in session, you can't do that
Oh,
now.
okay.
But you could, you couldn't. It's impossible. I mean, they're trying to make it work, with the virtual class. But when school's in session, yes, you can teach that stuff.
That's great.
I love that class. I made a bookshelf. God, it was awesome.
A birdhouse.
Yeah.
Towers of Hanoi.
Everything went really well.
Wait a minute. Back up to Wulf. What?
That's right.
We made
Towers?
a game, Towers of Hanoi. I think that's what it was called. It's where you had to put these you had these wooden slabs with 3 pins on it, and you had to manipulate the slab such that you can get them from one side to the other, but a larger slab could not go on the smaller slab.
Oh, I know what you're
Something
talking
like
about.
that. Yeah.
You would make in wood class?
Yeah, I made it in wood class. This is like, God knows when.
Wolf doesn't talk much, so when he talks, we listen.
Okay.
Oh, good. Well, hey. I have power!
Was your family in a gulag when you were in shop class? What the hell?
What?
Towers of Hanoi!
Towers of Hanoi. I think that was the name of the game. I don't know.
Comrades, you will make the Tower of Hanoi.
Do, do, do.
So, Tasty
Wow.
Cake, this is your time. So, is there anything you want to share with us that we haven't asked you about before we wrap you up?
That's it.
Now it all makes sense now.
Okay.
That's what he's talking about. Okay.
Okay. Wow. I mean, no.
Fisher Price makes a version of that in plastic. I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tasty.
Go ahead, TC.
Just keep checking me out. Pretty soon I'll be doing some things, and so you can see me on the platform if you want some custom made stuff. I'm down for that. I definitely look at size and style and try to make it work for you.
Nice.
Excellent.
Awesome. Well, that's primarily through Instagram, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's how you can contact me. Pretty soon I will have a website to where you can actually contact me better than the Instagram. I check them both. I check Instagram, Facebook, daily. So
And
Okay.
like will you have something like maybe like a price estimate? Like, okay, this would be X amount. That's the one thing that
my masks are like $10. My T-shirts, are like 25.
Okay.
Anything else, is negotiable. So, yeah. So a mask combination with T-shirt be $35. I also make jewelry. I do like bead work. So that's
I think that mask combination thing with the material on the T-shirt is incredible.
Thank you.
That is super cool. Super cool. So you will update me once you get your website, and I'll put that link on. Otherwise, we're going to have your Instagram to start with.
Sounds good.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And if you don't mind sharing with us, where do you live?
In Excelsior.
Okay, so in San Francisco proper.
Yes,
huh?
yes.
Nice.
Cool.
So, one of the things you talked about before was conflict resolution,
Yes.
and Clay had brought up a topic about what was your topic, Clay?
Oh well, and we'll circle back to that. But yes, I thought of the same thing, Ron. I was reflecting today about how you can learn lessons in the worst situations, like the worst relationships, whether it be the boss from hell, a partner from hell, a neighbor from hell, one of your castmates from hell. It doesn't matter. Just random examples. No, but we can. I'm really glad to hear about that because I think you'll have a lot of insight with that, and that's awesome. That's awesome. But before we get to that, let's move on to one of our favorite topics: T-shirts.
Yay!
And I'm wearing the classic The Bear Element T-shirt.
Yay!
Did you show?
They're for sale, but I don't remember what price I put. Yay!
What does Greg Gunter do? Like and subscribe.
But Element Podcast. Yes, like and subscribe. Yes, we're almost at 100. Woo! We want 1,000 very soon, in a month. That's called a stretch goal.
Right.
Who would like to show us their tits? I mean, their t-shirts next.
I think all of us are sort of like, well,
If I must, I will show you my tits. No. Isn't this fun? This is kind of like
winter, spring,
the cool kids,
summer, and fall.
Because Halloween is their Christmas.
I like how he has hearts in his eyes. Although, are those leaves shaped like hearts? It's hard to tell. His eyes.
Whoa. So fall is the shit with Halloween in it.
Okay, yeah.
Summer's sweaty, even though you're a skull.
Why does one look like a psychotic clown?
This one?
I don't know.
Fall.
That one looks really weird and clown.
Totally fair.
Wow. Totally fair.
Spring is a chew, and then winter's cold, and then all right, that's mine.
All right.
Yes.
I'm bowing out of this one. You guys.
Why? What do you got?
Nothing. Go ahead, Tim.
Oh, I've just a band, Jimmy Eat World.
Okay.
Oh, nice. I like
From one of their album covers.
That's really nice.
Wait a minute. Speaking of Opal, that looks like her husband's bowling trophy. Let me see that again.
Yeah.
Where did you get that, young man? We'll talk offline.
Wolf, what's yours?
Wolfie.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's a food truck and an old Mooney bus. And before anyone asks, this basically translates literally to San Francisco. It's in Japanese. These are the phonetic characters as opposed to the kanji.
Excuse me. It's
Food
not
truck.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Food truck and a Muni bus.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Only
it.
they're Transformers.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Ron, really? You got nothing?
I got nothing.
All right.
Well,
Well,
want to share?
I showed mine earlier,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, let's see.
let's see it again.
Oh, God,
Hello,
I love
Kitty.
that.
I love that.
What's on this necklace?
I love that.
Cranes at the shipyard.
Oh, Oakland,
Oh, what do you know? Cool.
yeah.
Now, do you sell that one too, or do you buy that one?
I bought it at a shop in Lake Merritt.
Oh, it's nice.
So I want to potentially start some shit here because my neighbor across the hall grew up in the Far East Bay over in Concord, and she's always like, "Oh, hella, that started in Oakland, hella." And I haven't had the heart to tell her that my surfer stepbrother was saying that like a decade before you ever heard it, young lady. So I don't know about this Oakland thing. Hella.
I don't know. Hard to prove.
Why and where was that?
That was in San Diego.
Oh,
the
yeah,
surfers,
yeah.
All the surfers in San Diego were saying hella because I remember this distinctly because he was visiting us and he kept saying hella and I'm like, you're gonna get your ass whooped. My mom doesn't allow cursing. Your stepmother will beat you. She'll beat you. Okay? She'll beat you. She'll beat me. She didn't beat him. He got away.
Everything comes around again and changes and comes back. That's how it is.
All right. Okay. Well then, that was
Too
fun.
short would still beat your ass.
That was fun. All right.
Too short would, Too short's not happy with you.
So, shall we just skip ahead to lessons learned from challenging relationships since we have a conflict resolution management teacher
Expert. Yes.
wrote the book, sells it in the bookstore. It's on Amazon.com. Tasty Cakes. Conflict resolution. Go. No. So here's my premise. I was thinking about this just today. I had this boss, her name was Meredith, and she was Moody's like an understatement. So everybody would walk in like, trying to get clues. Is where are we on the mood meter? And if you read it wrong, you would get what our coworkers started calling diffed. I got diffed, Meredith, right? And I was really hating my job for a long time. And then one day she said something that just blew me away. I was having trouble with a customer. I was a trainer at the time. I used to go to travel agencies. Do you remember those back in the before times, before the internet travel agencies? And
The before times.
the before times, the before four times, you know, before COVID, before internet, double before. So anyway, we're you know, it's having difficult, and she said, "Listen, your job when you have a customer complaint or a problem is to envision them climbing a mountain. And if you stop them at anywhere along the way, they're going to turn around, go back to the bottom, regroup, and start again. So your job is to get them up the mountain, because as soon as they get to the peak, what do? They fall off the other side." And it made so much sense to me. I'm a very visual person. And I was like, wow, for such a raging bitch, you know a lot about customer service, right? And
So
I
wait
was
a
like,
second.
what the
I
fuck
want-
else can I learn from this woman? And I use that all the time, especially with the partner. Okay, you're right, honey. Ah, okay, all right, go watch sports. Thank you, bye. So it's very easy, very effective, and I learned it from, you know, somebody that I actually hated with every fiber of my being. And you know, it doesn't matter. You don't have to love somebody to learn from them. You don't have to like a coworker or a manager to work effectively with them. And so I have another example, but that's the thought that entered my head. And I was just wondering, has anybody else had anything like this in their lives where they're just like, I want this person to die. Oh, they just taught me something. I guess they get to live.
So that's weird. But like, is this like The Price is Right? The yodeling guy goes up and up and up and then falls over.
That is an awesome visualization. Yes. Yodeling.
I don't know.
love that game. That
The
was
only
my-
thing I
my
could think
favorite
of
game.
is my learning about when my self-esteem was really super low because of my verbally abusive ex, and then identifying that it was actually, his behavior was actually identifiable and existed in a thing that could be read and identified. And then I realized that my mother does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And maybe that's why I'm attracted to that.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't
And
even
then-
thought about
and then-
that kind of life lesson.
And then
Shit.
now I recognize it if it's happening and stop it. You know, I'm
might
being
you
verbally
say,
abused.
might you say you're mindful?
Mindful, yes. Very
That's
good.
what I was
Very
thinking
good.
of.
Buzzword.
And,
Buzzword.
what's Trump again? He's
Piece of shit.
it
Fuck
starts with
card.
E.
I think you mean narcissist.
Narcissist.
Oh,
Yes.
that too, yeah.
The narcissist. I recognize narcissism now.
But we can vote for piece of shit or fucktard. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. Narcissistic piece of shit, fucktard, et cetera, et cetera. 45.
That's the only thing that came to mind. So
No, that's
Beautiful.
that's a very excellent example, I think, because yeah, you're slogging through the trenches of this dysfunctional relationship, and then you're like confronting, oh, I've been here before.
I went online and I was like, oh, it's a thing. It's like check.
You know, that's what I was sort of that movie, the Kung Fu Panda. You know, that whole thing with like you go through life and you think you're fighting things, but they're all like reflections of you. You know, our relationships are all reflections of us. Like in some ways, I mean, if you get deep thinking about it, it is like a hologram. Like you get up thinking about something, and then here's this person in your life that's representing your mother or representing, you know, your ex or representing some lesson that we are supposed to be learning. And that's it's very strange. Like, who's teaching me these lessons? And, you know, but like you said, when you have a little bit of awareness, a little bit of space in between, then, you know, you can decide, like, you know, how are these things to be resolved? Trump is a perfect example. You know, Trump and Joe Biden. You know, like anytime you have two sides, you know, you don't want war, you want resolution. You know, And how do you get that? There's sometimes that they'll say, well, this side's right and this side's always wrong. But I mean, I think in any conflict, it takes two to tango. You know, there are two people in that relationship, and with any relationship, and usually, you know, I think there's a breakdown in listening, not understanding, and not listening enough to what the other side is saying.
Usually, but if they're not broken and evil, but if they're broken and evil and they're narcissists,
well, I mean, okay,
it's not a.
But getting away from
forth.
broken, they use that so much nowadays. This is broken. This is evil. This is, you know, we can reserve that for maybe some very, very few heinous acts in the world. But most people aren't really evil. They're evil to us because maybe they're in our way, or they're pissing us off, or they're, you know. But you know, there's also a lot of projection in that too. And
yeah, I like to say that people are doing their best.
Yeah.
But they're to forgive people or whatever. But no, fucking Trump is evil as fucking hell.
But just because it's their best doesn't mean it's good enough. And if it's not good enough for you, walk away. You don't need, there's no room in your life for people that can't give you what you deserve. And you deserve the best that people can give you that are copacetic. You know, when I was in massage school, one of the things we learned is there's no good or bad energy. There's just energy that doesn't belong. Like, so when you have a big old knot in your neck, you visualize it as just energy that needs to find its place in the universe. So you breathe into it, you massage it, and you let it go where it needs to go. And, you know, so it's not evil, it's not bad per se, but it doesn't belong there. Bye, fuera, you know, let it go. Isn't there, I wrote a song about that, but I think they stole it for free.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, I won't do it.
I will cut a bitch. I will drive my ass up to Oakland.
I am one with the wind and sky.
Basically. I have my little French open-all knife, and if you give me 15 minutes, I will unlock it, and I will cut you.
It's the Clay Show.
So, Clay has had a lot of triggers lately. So, Wolfie, living with other people where you are there any tips you have for conflict resolution or things you've run into?
Or have you learned a lesson from a bad relationship or a challenging situation / relationship?
One, I would say listen. Two, and this is something I'm pretty poor at, but I hope I'm getting better at, is establish firm boundaries.
Can you give an example?
Oh boy.
What's your safe word? Oh wait, no, sorry.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's a pretty long safe word.
Now you gotta change it.
Like a password. Trying to think.
What I use on my luggage.
Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day. Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Wolf.
The best thing I could think of is I was in a bad situation with somebody. I eventually got out of it. This particular somebody would use a lot of what I like to call asshole voice. Like, you know, when you do X and X and so, you do blah, 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 that sort of thing. And I call that toxic voice, or one of the variants. And after getting out of that situation, I realized that, you know what, if someone does that to me again, fuck them. Seriously.
Well, I don't know.
Leaving! No.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Wolf, I'm glad that worked for you, but that's not really the topic. So... No, that's good. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Got to be able to laugh about it.
How about you, Tim? You got anything to add?
I got reminded of something. You had said before we came on when you were talking about your topic that there's a chance that this could get heavy, and this is kind of a heavy one.
Sure.
Because you know, after James passed, I had taken 6 months leave off of work. And I started back to work on March 2nd was my first day. And, you know, a week later is when they started telling people, you need to work from home. So I went, you know, right into work. And I mean, essentially, like with my job after 6 months, I might as well be a new damn employee at that point because things move fast there. And there was like a bunch of new people hired on my team and all that sort of stuff. So here I am trying to get reacclimated with work. And I've also got a new boss.
Oh.
Amidst and all the sort of stuff going on with COVID. So it's like, great, I get to be around people, I get to work, you know, work face to face, blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden I'm back at home doing the same thing that I was doing for the last 6 months.
Wow.
That's a lot of in your head time.
Yeah. So there was some stuff that was some missteps with my boss where it and I'm dealing with my own shit. I just felt like he's fucking with me and trying to get me to quit.
Oh.
Sort of thing. I mean, that's how I was feeling. I mean, I wasn't like accusing him of like, look, dude, what the fuck? But I ended up having a meeting with him though, and like having it out with him. It's like, look, this is what's going on. This is what I need. And you're failing right now. And I was not nice to him at all. And one of the things he said to me is like, look, you know, I need you to assume positive intent here. And which hit me like a ton of bricks, because that's something that came up, you know, on a regular basis, not necessarily between James and myself, but just like in conversations about other people who, you know, might be having some trouble in their life, you know, it's just like, just assume positive intent.
Sure.
And so just like to have, you know, my boss at the time to get into, for me to be just like, so like, I can't fucking stand this dude. I can't believe he's my boss. I blah, blah, blah. To just have it be like, oh shit. You know, to have that voice of James coming, you know, from him, you know, at least in my head. So yeah, assume positive intent.
And that's often, yeah, that's a really, really good point. And I think it's often too where it takes two. Like, you know, sometimes we bring this whole story to our head about the other person, and it's really about us, the bad day we had, person that cut us off, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Kick the dog.
So,
oh yeah, and
Tasty Cakes, you're the conflict resolution teacher here.
Yes.
Have you heard anything that resonates with you, or are you just sitting there going, "These are some fucking"?
No. I mean, you know, we all go through things, and as long as you can learn a lesson from those things, you know, that's a good thing. I mean, if you could take something from it, that's, you know, it's just if you don't take anything from it, you're bound to make the same mistake over and over again.
Yeah.
So I just feel like if you can, you know, if you're adult enough to and knowledgeable enough to see where you made mistakes or things could have been better, or you could have done something different, you know, because I used to have the tendency of always picking the same guy, you know, that guy who didn't, you know how to communicate, and I was going to teach him how to communicate, you know, and be that voice that he needs, and like, you can't do that. You really can't. So, you know, you definitely have to learn those lessons, you know. Once you learn those lessons, then you quit making those same mistakes. And
that's a good lesson to learn what's not your job. You know, it's not your job to teach someone else how to, like, you know, act like a fucking...
Well, now I have a question. So this is, you know, believe it or not, you know, sometimes in the hospital setting, there's been a long history of sort of what we call like abusive, toxic behavior by, in my field, by surgeons, you know. And, you know, they have this sort of prima donna thing, and they, you know, yell at everybody, and it becomes a toxic environment. So much so, I mean, there's, you know, they've been working on that a lot. But occasionally, you know, you have somebody who is downright almost, you know, bullying or something. So in that situation, how do you resolve that conflict? I mean, are there times when you need to say, hey, you know, this person, or make a report, or I don't know what, you know?
You should definitely go through the channels. I feel like, you know, first have a conversation with that person,
Yeah.
And that doesn't work. Make sure it's a private. I mean, I wouldn't say a private conversation, but at least have some other people there with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
To kind of like break up the energy, because if
Yeah.
they're in there with just you, they could say anything and said you said anything. But if there's someone an advocate for you and an advocate for them,
Yeah.
and just have a conversation and say, hey, when you did this I didn't like that. I didn't like the way you
Yeah.
said this, or you this action made me feel this way. And then
Yeah.
once that then you have record number one of that meeting happening, and then if it gets worse, then you take it to the next level. I feel like you go to somebody who's over that person, and then tell them how you feel about it, and then you have record of everybody who's been in that meeting to say, hey,
Yeah, that's excellent advice, because especially like you said, breaking up that energy from two people, because if you have even sort of like lingering conflict, I feel like that can easily, it's almost like a little ember burning in a fire that you can easily add some gas to and it lights up again. All of a sudden, two people are pointing their fingers again and they're yelling or saying, you said this, and when you didn't say anything like that. So yeah, that's great advice to it.
Just reminded me of a story. I was working at the Hilton in Anaheim at the front desk, which is like this massive, it's like the largest hotel on the West Coast. And the front desk was like, whoa. Anyway, there was this girl, and for some reason we started to not get along. And I was like, this isn't working for me. So I bought her a card.
Vito?
Huh?
What did you do?
I bought her a greeting. I don't remember. Bought a greeting card, and I wrote it out, and I was like really nice about it, and I gave it to her.
Yeah.
We were like best buddies after that.
That's a great advice too. Reaching out to somebody and
apologizing or something, just backing down just for a little second, and then that totally worked.
Because a lot of times they may not even know they're being an asshole. They just think they're being themselves. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when I was a travel agent, we had state accounts, state of California accounts, and a lot of government entities, the shit rolls downhill. So the people that are calling to make travel reservations back in the before times, were probably at the bottom of the heap and getting shit on all day. And this one woman was just raging one day. I mean, she was difficult to deal with because she was short and ill-tempered, but she was raging. And I finally
What does short have to do with it?
Her temperament was short, not her physical stature.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
She was like, like, hi, how are you today? I'm fine. Now
you
let's
couldn't reach the top shelf, okay?
What's going on down there?
Yeah. And so one day she was out of control, and finally I said, "Excuse me," and she's like, "What?" And I said, "Can I ask you a personal question?" She's like, "Yeah, sure. Why?" I'm like, "Are you having a bad day? Because it sounds like you're having a really bad day."
Is that your asshole voice or the real voice?
No, my asshole voice. Yeah. No, I was trying to.
Are you having a bad day?
No, I didn't do it like that. I was trying to be very genuine. Apparently, I'm just an asshole, and I sound like an asshole. But I was trying to be very genuine. I said, "Are you having a bad day? Because it sounds like you're having a bad day. I had a really bad morning, but then I had a good lunch and I felt better. But sometimes that's just not enough." And there was this long pause, and I'm like, "Oh, I fucked up. She's gonna report me, right?" And she's like, "Thank you for asking. This has been the shittiest fucking day of my entire fucking life at this fucking job for the fucking state of California, and I would fucking quit if it wasn't for my retirement." I mean, she just vomited all this stuff. And then she's like, "Okay, let's regroup. I'm sorry. Can I please," and she just, her whole demeanor changed. And I was like, wow. And I remember out of the corner of my eye, I saw my manager doing the whole, prairie dogging thing over the cubicle. Like, "Are you fucking insane?" And then she's like, "Oh, it's okay." And then she disappeared. So, sometimes you just gotta.
Yeah.
Well, I think
I get it.
currently too, there's a lot of tensions up with everything. This our election and the COVID thing and all that's been going on in 2020. Now, there's been a lot of good things too, but there's a lot of people who are on edge, and rightfully so. So I kind of try to keep that in mind. When I'm driving, and like, I don't have to beep at that person. Like if they cut me off, it's no big deal. Just let them go. I don't have to worry about who's wearing a mask, and I'm not the enforcer of anything. Like not running around ourselves and sort of policing or being the sheriff, or just understanding people are having a hard time, and maybe just like smile and say, "Hey, I like your shoes" or something. And,
Yeah, right. Something.
Your nose is out of your mask.
Knock them off
Hey.
the pain. Hey,
Not
cute
you-
T-shirt. Is your mask loose?
Have you ever considered wearing different masks? Yeah, like not using that voice, but
Okay, so we've skipped over a couple of topics, but there's one really good one that we want to get to since this is our last recording of 2020. Fuck you, 2020. Fuck you. And so, Mr. Wolf,
Yes.
this is your topic.
All right.
Take it away, Wolfie.
Okay, everyone, what do you want for Christmas or the holidays or whatever you're celebrating soon?
And we've already taken COVID off the table.
Yes.
Or
Pandemic.
Or the end of COVID. The end of COVID.
We're assuming that one of the things you want is for this lockdown to bloody well end. I understand that. But other than that, what do you want? As Clay makes a rude gesture.
I never. Can you describe the alleged rude gesture?
I want to do the wheel. I want to do the wheel of questions.
Yeah.
We're just going to trounce all over
That's
the
going to be an exciting development in 2021.
We have time.
We do not have time.
Okay.
You're an editing genius, but no, you can't make more time.
Okay, Clay.
Something
you
I didn't
first.
tell you, Clay, is we can actually do whatever we want. So
what do you want?
we could go for 2 hours if we want to. So.
Oh, now she's got a topic she wants to talk about.
No, we can't.
We all, and now suddenly the rules don't. It's 2020. The rules, there are no rules.
Okay, we're doing this in January.
Yes.
I'm in Palm
Exciting
Springs.
new technology.
There's a pool waiting for me. I'm out of here. So tell me what
What do you want? What the hell do you want for Christmas?
what the hell do you want
Yeah.
for Christmas?
Yeah.
Clay, you first.
Honestly, my wishes are so diminutive. Like, I want to get little wheels for the little table that I keep next to my massage chair, so I'm not scraping it across the floor. So I'm gonna put little wheels on that. I want to put wheels on my bookcase next to my bed, so I can wheel that out. Put on my little shoes, my daisy, my little shiny shoes, and whatever. I just want to like make this condo that I'm stuck in as fucking comfortable as it can fucking be. So that when all this is over, I'll be like, no, I don't want to go. I'm happy here.
Why not just hook up all your little furniture up to Roombas, so they'll just sort of randomly come by and just give you your drink or
Oh.
Speaking of Roombas,
you can do it.
Okay.
I have one. I love it.
All right, Vito, you can go next.
Oh, this year I really have everything that I need right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all right. I don't really need any stuff.
What about a guilty pleasure thing then? Something that you don't need, but you
Don't you need Scott Baio to come run for senator and get rid of Romney for you?
Yeah. Well, whatever. I was
Why
the
is
only
Scott
person
Baio
with
an
a,
upgrade?
with a Biden
Fucking
sticker on his
yeah.
car that I've seen. But I'm about 20 minutes. I always screw this up. North of Salt Lake City. So it's a little more conservative here. It's pretty liberal in this Salt Lake City.
No. So what about something?
Stuff? No, I don't need any more stuff. I mean, I go back and forth if I want to start dating or have a boyfriend because it hasn't really worked in the past. I don't know. No.
Well, the past is not your future.
I don't think Santa delivers boyfriends yet.
Shut your fuck on your the dreams of millions.
My goodness, you've grown so much. You've gotten much wider than last time I've seen you.
Probably order one, I bet. But that's a good. So that's your wish for the coming year. Maybe open yourself up to a relationship.
Okay, I like it.
Okay, good.
Dr. Vaughn is a doctor in multiple things.
Well, I haven't.
Oh, and I would like to add to my Christmas wish that I could get a copy of some signed prescription pads from Dr. Ron. That's mine. That's great.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
soon as if I plan on driving my car off a cliff, the last thing I do is go, "Here you go, Clay." Yeah.
Lots of opiates. Lots of opiates.
No, God, no. There used to be a doctor like that in Florida who used to, say, "Oh, all the party kids like hook him up with stuff," and he ended up dead, first of all. But then people would come up to me and like, "Hey, can you give me something?" And then I used to get so upset. I'm like, "Yeah, I trained for 13 years so that some douchebag can come up and ask me for a pill or something, and it's my medical license there." That's exactly what I'm going to do right now.
Let me predict the response. You're such a dick.
Well, exactly. But then, okay, speaking of conflict revolution.
Wait. We're still doing the Christmas thing. What do you want for Christmas, Ron?
What's that?
What do you want for Christmas?
His license back.
Yeah. No, honestly, probably a new job, some sort of like, I want to start refocusing my life away from sort of, working long hours and overnights and all this kind of stuff, and find a way that I can get more balance in my life. Like that to me takes a little bit of, I have to make some choices and, do some work, but it also, that's, I guess, that'd be a nice gift to myself to work on that for this coming year.
Cool.
It's always teaching.
Yeah. There's so many avenues, and it's hard to sometimes think outside the box, because you think, okay, like I could do this and I could do this, and then my brain kind of shuts down, and then I do nothing. So like,
write it down. There's it's a sales trick. You write a T on a piece of paper, and you put the things on both sides. Yes, positive, negatives of each thing.
A pro-con list.
Yeah, pros cons. With the T, and then on top of the T, you put what you're thinking about doing, and then you put pros and cons on both sides.
You could do that with your boyfriend too. Like, okay, he's over here. He smells good, but then sometimes he's gassy.
Absolutely. And then when it goes the other direction, you break up. Absolutely.
What's funny about that, so you bring up boyfriends, when I moved in with Bill, the first night I was there, I offered to go get food for the guys upstairs. It was a TIC, and we were all going to have dinner together. And so I just grab a piece of paper out of the drawer, and I flip it over, and on the back side was his pro-con list about whether to ask me to move in with him. I wish I kept it. I was like, oh my God, this is scrapbook heaven right here.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
okay,
great.
Clay, come on. Who else needs to be sent their gift?
You're the one that's no rules. I got a wheel.
We don't have time for Clay's cons list.
He's going to edit me out. So.
Okay, let's do Tim and then Tasty Cakes.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Oh, jeez.
Forgot the wheel.
Have any of you ever broken a bone? We are off the rails.
That is a preview of 2021.
That's a preview. That's a preview. Okay.
Okay. I've never broken a
You're
bone.
about to have a broken bone.
I've never broken a bone.
Okay.
My own bone.
Tasty Cakes, what would you like for Christmas?
What about Tim?
I really want that 3 pounds of assorted marijuana.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that special?
Are you more of a sativa or more of an indica?
What I normally do is buy a sativa, buy an indica, and make my own hybrid.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that way, yeah. And
Does anybody know any Europeans that mix their marijuana with tobacco?
A lot of them do, yeah. And
yes. I hate spliffs. I do not like spliffs. I don't care for them.
What's it called? A slip?
Spliff.
Spliff?
Yeah.
Yes.
SPLIF.
Yes.
It's great. You cut open a
Okay.
cigar and take some of the tobacco out. You put the pot into the cigar.
They usually do cigarettes. They roll cigarettes.
Yeah.
A cigar that's more like a blunt.
Oh,
Yeah.
So he's a subject matter expert on more than just conflict resolution. You know?
Apparently.
A spliff and a blunt are good for conflict resolution.
True indeed. True indeed.
Cool. Anything else, Tasty Cakes, besides your 3-pound bag?
No, I'm pretty good. Yeah, life is pretty good right now.
Excellent.
Even despite whatever's going on, it has definitely allowed me to stay at home and work out, and some ideas and work out ideas and different things of design. So yeah, because working 2 jobs was hard to do that. You just only had the weekend or whenever you had an opportunity to. But I've definitely done a lot during the COVID. So
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people without the commute are getting so much more done in their life. Productivity for a lot of people is soaring in their job. Plus, like you were saying, if they have a second job or if their relationships and all this kind of stuff, it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can. My commute is to my couch. Boom.
Right. From my bed to my desk is perfect.
Mhm.
That's good.
All righty, Tim. You're last but not least. What does Timmy want for Christmas?
It's kind of related to COVID, so I don't know if it counts, but if I could have anything, it would really be just to be intimate with somebody again, because I haven't done more than hug somebody since March 16th at this point.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
So
Virtual hug for Tim.
I've been there.
Virtual hug.
no,
I've been there. I know how you feel.
I need some mouth hugs.
Tim, is it just
Oh, Clay, stop.
just any hugs? Like,
Maybe I don't need that so much.
Where are you?
You've learned something through a challenging relationship.
Right.
Jazz hands.
Oh my god.
What about
Are we ready for Backscratches?
We
oh,
are.
what does Wolfie want for Christmas?
Oh yeah,
I
that guy.
I was initially going to make a joke about this, but what I wish I could have is a fursuit for my persona. Because right now, I mean, it's stressful and whatnot. When you put on a fursuit, it's like you're going into a different headspace, basically like a leather pup would. And I would find that a really good release for me right now.
If only there was somebody that we knew on this podcast that could custom design an outfit.
Sewing fur is a lot different than sewing anything else.
Yeah.
There you diminish tasty
Yeah.
cake skills. You don't know, Vito. You
But
don't
I know people. I know people though.
See, there you go.
Okay,
I
yeah.
actually have
Hey.
one on order.
knows a guy.
It'll be a while before I get it, though.
Oh, you have it on order. Oh my
I
goodness.
have it on order, yes.
Fancy.
What animal?
Yeah.
Dragon, of course. Hello.
Dragon. Oh my goodness.
Yes, a dragon.
With flaps in all the right places?
Wait, what?
No, that's called a mer suit, not a fur suit.
Oh,
I want to make
okay.
that distinction clear.
I am learning a lot tonight.
And
So-
after all that, we're only 2 minutes behind schedule for Backscratches. We neglected to tell you about this. You may have seen it in a previous episode, Tasty Cakes, so you'll be last up. But we give everybody opportunity to give a back scratch to somebody who, or something, or some, group or whatever.
Oh, we're not doing that. Sorry, go ahead.
But we could do it by the wheel. Would that help, Vito?
The back scratches?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
great
that's by the
idea.
wheel, but
A
you have to
preview.
delete people. You have to delete them after they scratch. Go.
Oh my god, do we really need to complicate this?
I love
Ron's got a pool waiting for him.
I love it. That's so cool. Clay,
As long as the wheel
take back everything I've ever said about
So
you.
we've had the yodeling who guy and the wheel of this is like the Price is Right episode.
Okay, first back scratch is.
Wolf!
All right.
Woo! We have a wiener.
Remove. Remove.
Oh.
I definitely like to give a back scratch to a friend of mine by the name of Chris. He works in the health industry. He unfortunately has contracted COVID. I do wish him the best of luck with that because it really sucks. So I definitely want to give him a back scratch and let him know that everyone is here for him. And aside from that, of course, big back scratches to my mates Brock and James. They've been making things a lot easier to cope with lately.
We've only seen one without a shirt. We got one more.
They're wearing way too many clothes.
Yeah, maybe
What's going on?
I can let them know that, but be careful.
Careful what you wish for. We might get more.
Exactly.
Da, 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 da. All right, Big Wheel. Come on, Big Wheel. Let's go. Who's next?
Hold on a moment, please.
Did you remove the wolf?
I did.
It won't come up again? All right.
I did. Ba-bam, boom. Oh, wait, I need to remove ER1 too.
Yeah, Air 1.
Yeah. Air 1.
Okay, yo.
Remove yourself.
Click remove. Don't hit close.
Yeah. Oh, he's so stupid. He's stupid. Oh, was my mic on? Oh,
Yes.
What that? What that?
First of the hot
I
mic.
laugh.
Okay. Well, actually, unfortunately, mine is not that happy. I want to give a back scratch to my brother and his family. Their dog got out of the backyard at my mom's house and got run over and died.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And it's been very traumatic. Very, very traumatic.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. But so big back scratches to them. Hopefully Christmas will still happen. So
What's their dog's name?
I was Jimmy.
Well, I will tell Miss Scarlett to look for Jimmy up there on the other side of the Rainbow Bridge.
Well, they were kin. They were kin. Same type of dog.
So the other day, a friend of mine brought their dog over for some puppy therapy, and I got out Scarlett's ball. I kept a couple of her things, and the dog wasn't interested. His name is Katsu. He's like this big, but he thinks he's like, you know, the hugest dog in the world. And Katsu's like, yeah, whatever. So the ball rolled away, and I couldn't find it. And I'd been thinking that I'll just give it to Katsu, right? And so when the ball disappeared, I was like, okay, Scarlett, I won't give Katsu your ball. And then I was cleaning the house the other day, and I found it. So it's like,
I think Tim was licking the balls. He said he's been thirsty lately.
Oh.
Mhm.
Not
dog balls.
Out. Tim doesn't have a pool waiting for him, but he's checked out. So
Let's see.
Why did you take me out?
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry.
click
No,
remove.
you hit remove.
Oh my god.
You got sucked into the ER1 removal, I think. All right.
So, my back scratches go out to my friends that we stayed at their house for Thanksgiving. Carl and Reggie. They do what we like to call a distributed Christmas. So, like every square inch of their house looks like Santa Claus and all the elves threw up in it, right? So even though we only have a teeny tiny condo, we decided we're moving all of our Christmas decorations to the far corners. It's been fun, and yeah, and then big one for Bill because we had a little bit of a challenging conversation last night, and I snapped at him and his eyes got really big and I'm like, listen, I'm allowed to be mad at you and I'm allowed to yell at you. And if you want to yell back, that's fine. But shut up right now. Let me get this out. Like this. And, he gets a little quiet and then he's like, all right, I see what you're saying. And, it was just one of those things. And I haven't been the best at communication over the years, but over the last 10 years, I've learned a lot. Sometimes the hard way. And, it's like cooking. When we got together, we decided we're going to learn to cook because it's cheaper to feed two than one. And we're going to make communication the basis of this relationship. And it hasn't always been easy. And, it's a learning process. So big
how long are you sleeping in the guest bedroom until he gets over that?
Well, when one has 718 square feet, there is no guest bedroom.
How long are you sleeping in the demo goat room with the Santa hat?
I'll be down in the community room on the couch. It's cold. It's so cold here.
Okay, who's spinning the wheel?
Spin the wheel.
Oh, everyone's back on again.
Yay, me.
Yay, boy.
Um,
The remove button.
Oh yeah, huh? Oh shit!
That's why we've been saying
Oh, that's what you
click
was.
remove. Oh my God, you are
Pretty?
so pretty.
What do you want?
So pretty. All right, Backscratches. First of all, big shout out to my dad's immune system because
Woo!
he
immune
was in the
system.
hospital a few days with COVID. So, yeah, he's back home. He's healing. He's on oxygen. He's doing well. But yeah, for a few days there, it was like, oh, what the fuck is going to happen? So, anyway. Yeah, my dad and his immune system. And all you guys, Tasty, thanks for joining us. Big back scratches to you.
Yes,
and,
yes. Sorry.
you know,
Thank you for coming. Yes.
friends, Gregory, Nate, Carrie, you know, just some of the few people that I keep in touch with, you know, throughout the day, throughout the week, just to keep myself grounded. So, yeah.
And what about
all I
your
got.
what about your Black Plague exposure, whatever it was? What was it?
Oh, tuberculosis.
Yeah.
It was. I don't have it.
Yay!
And it was just a scaredy person who I came in contact with who tested positive for the tuberculosis antibodies. He didn't actually have an active infection, so there wasn't actually real danger. So, yeah.
So back scratches to Typhoid Mary. Yay! Yay! All right, one last spin of the wheel, Mr. Vito.
There we go.
I think I am the wheel.
Boom.
Oh, right.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Saving the best for last.
That's right.
Yay!
Back scratches to of course all of you guys, all of the people working in the hospitals and first responders and teachers and people doing the real work of keeping us all going. I mean, we all contribute. Every single person is important, but you know, sort of the realization of how that is a reality and not a concept, you know. And especially back scratches to everybody who you know, on a small sort of COVID scale, helped me celebrate my 50th birthday, and my sister Roberta, and some of my long deep friends, and some new ones, and to Tasty Cakes for being here and sharing your time and sharing your talent. I think we scratched the tip of the iceberg of sort of, I think, how talented you are.
Thank you.
And hopefully more and more people are going to see that, because it's quite obvious to me. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Last but not least,
I get the wheel.
Oh,
There you go.
who will pick?
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
No whammies. No whammies.
Oh no! Woohoo!
Back scratches to my school. I work at June Jordan School for Equity, and we're a small school, but we're definitely looking at, you know, since it's very difficult to, you know, to do distance learning. I appreciate the staff for looking at ways to make distance learning easier for our kids, and you know, to step in their shoes and see how they're feeling. You know, because some teachers have actually taken the whole role of being like ninth graders or, you know, students to see what it's like to be, you know, in distance learning. Also, they decided this year to pay for the seniors' photos for their portraits. So, if you know, all their portraits, their senior portraits are paid for by the school, which I think is great. Back scratches to my sister, who was in the medical field. She's a RN in a hospital in Arkansas. She had COVID, you know, but she didn't have to go to the hospital. But you know, she didn't get to the point she had breathing issues, but she's better. She's much better.
Yeah.
So, and back scratches to you guys, you know, for doing this and inviting me and letting me be a part of, you know, greatness. So thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, he's really good at backscratches.
I know.
Are you
telling
available
you.
to be a guest
telling you,
delegate
he's
when
got a
one
lot
of
of
us,
talent.
is a flake?
Sure,
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah.
sure. I'd love to be.
Yay!
Okay, well, this is the part where we wrap it up. Any
Cut it off.
words?
Oh.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
See you next Tuesday.
Happy holidays.
See you next
Well, not next
Tuesday.
Tuesday because we're skipping
Well,
that.
next Tuesday,
Okay,
2021.
Visit us at bearelement.com.